so you can purchase with confidence.
Let's see.
I only stock the best in my shop. Buy from me, and you'll never be disappointed.
Let's see.
You never expect to go out wearing your union suit. But if you have to in these, you'll look good doing it. That will require gold to purchase. Do you have some?
Do you have some?
That's fine.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
I stand behind everything. Well, I can only take gold for that, I'm afraid. I get all sorts walking into this establishment, but they all end up looking better when they walk out.
Alright, let's see if I can do this a little differently.
No problem at all. If you change your mind, it'll be here waiting for you.
That wouldn't work.
I only stock the best in my shop. Buy from me, and you'll never be disappointed.
What kind of vests do I have?
You'll find everything you need to look right here in this.
No, that's probably about as close as I'll find.
If you need a nice place to try on your clothes, my changing room is available.
Come on. Yeah, get rid of the bandolier. Pants?
Check the catalog. I'm certain I have whatever you need. Let me know when something catches your eye.
Pads? Oh, hey. They're all on sale. No.
Now, what is your preferred
Still
tool
no.
for this?
Better.
That will require gold to purchase. Do you have some?
Again, no.
I stand behind
I mean,
everything
kind
I
of.
sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence.
All the no.
I only stock the best in my shop.
I don't think
Buy
I got
from me,
trolls. Nope.
and you'll never be disappointed.
All I want is a nice pair of pants.
Let me know what I can do to help you leave here feeling good and looking great.
I mean, I kind of want to go with this, but it's not.
No problem at all. I only sell high-quality garments. A pair of trousers from me is an investment, whatever you feel. Don't settle for a low-quality union suit. That is a mistake you'll regret all over. Well, I can only take gold for that, I'm afraid.
That's probably covered up anyway. Oh yeah, okay, that one's better.
I stand behind everything I sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence.
Hi Tyler. I'm currently trying to put together an outfit for making George Harrison from the Beatles. I'm going for something that looks more like from the Sgt. Pepper era. So, I mean, options are obviously a bit limited, but I'm doing what I can.
I only stock the best in my shop. Buy from me, and you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah. I mean...
I stand behind everything I sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping it'll look cool. I've made both Ringo Starr and John Lennon at this point. This is the third one that was requested, and then the last one I'm just gonna make Paul McCartney. Nobody's asked for him yet, but he would be the last Beatle. So it'd be kind of weird not to have him, I think. Granted, I've made them from all different like ages of their careers, but still, I've made that. I'll have made them all by the time I'm done.
I stand behind everything I sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence. I make sure everything I sell is the best of the best. All right then, but if there was anything in there that caught your eye...
All right. And now I will go to the barber, get a little bit better mustache going. Yeah, I mean, this is basically what I have for Sergeant Pepper. It's one thing like if I got the well, see, that's just it though, is that like when I'm in the creation mode, the only things that really show up are like the boots, or not the boots. Yeah, not even boots really. It's cut off. So you never see what kind of footwear they have on. But like the vest, the shirt, the pants, and like neckwear, and even if it's like a bandana, that doesn't show up. But like different types of ties, that you'll see. So I mean, if I was making like an outfit video, that would be different. But like, yeah. But like, yeah, this is basically all that somebody would see. Or I should correct that. That's all that will show up when I go into creation mode. Thanks. Yeah, the Sergeant Pepper one. Like, that's probably the most accurate version of his mustache.
I said I'm a good barber, but I gotta draw the line.
But that's way too bushy. Like he's got like a whatever, like a Hulk Hogan or like Tiger King kind of mustache at this time in his life. I don't know, this one or like that.
Folks got swindled by a street barber. I always say, you get what you pay for.
Nah, I'm leaning towards the, what is it, the walrus? I mean, I'm leaning more towards this one, just because it doesn't take up so much of his face. And I think there's, yeah, I mean that seems to be this one seems to be the style that he had for a good chunk of his life. So I think I'm just gonna keep that one, but I'm not gonna buy it because in creation mode, that's one of the options, the walrus. So no point in spending money on something that I'll be able to see for free.
Got a fine head of hair, I must say.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. It's too big and bushy. So now the actual hair.
Some folks say it's just cutting hair, but maybe they never had a bad cut.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Hey, Nom Nom, how you doing, man? Sorry, who's Walt? Oops. Walt. Like, oh, Walter White? Yeah, I can kind of see that. I did make a Walter White. That was one of my earlier creations, the earliest creations. So I don't know. Some of my earlier creations I've gone back and redone because I thought I could do better. But for the most part, I like to try making new ones. And Nom Nom, I am doing all right. How are you doing, man? It's been a while. I'm not usually on Wednesdays. It was my work. We go until the work is done, or my job. We go until the work is done, and with there being a holiday tomorrow, a lot of places just didn't need stuff, and so I was able to get out early. But Fridays is my normal day of streaming, I should say. I've tried, Tyler. I've tried to be as close as I possibly can. But even the ones that I think are that have been dead on, I've still gotten people saying it would have been better if you could have done it this way. And I'm like, well, as long as I've gotten somebody 90% of the way there or something, I'm I feel like I've done my job. But Nom Nom, I am trying to make George Harrison today, the third Beatle that I would have worked on, or the third one that's been requested, I should say. And like I was telling Tyler, nobody's actually requested Paul McCartney yet, which is actually pretty surprising. I would have thought that he would have been the first one that people have requested. But I figure after I get done with George Harrison, I'm just gonna make Paul McCartney, because it would just be kind of weird not to have him. But at the same time, all of the Beatles that I've made have been from different eras of their careers, so it's not really like they would be able to all be together. Like if there was like a posse of the Beatles, I don't know, maybe if it was like the time traveling Beatles or something, I don't know, but for the most part they all look like different ages. Get rid of some of the stuff that I don't usually use. Oh, well, thanks. That one I actually like. Surprisingly, that one came fairly easy. Like I was actually kind of surprised at how quickly that one came about. So, yeah. Anyway. But I do feel like with that one specifically, oops. Like the overlay that I did for the whatever, the thumbnail that people see before they click on the video, I think that helped a lot though. I think if I just had it like the image of the creation, some people might think it looks pretty good, other people would be like, I don't see it. But like I said, I always try. So I've been thinking of doing that with some of the other ones, like the God of War one that I made. There's another one. It's like a 1989 Batman Joker, like the Jack Nicholson one. Thanks, Nom Nom. Yeah, I tried to, like... That's one that I wish, like, I was able to take the general features of the One Heritage and just have a different nose. Because I feel like that nose is the one thing that really kind of detracts from the rest of it. But... yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like doing the clickbait thing, though. I'm sure that, like, my channel would be a lot bigger if I did clickbait. And most of my videos are also, like... like all these other videos have like these intros and these like, you know, 10 to 3-minute long introductions of what that video is going to be about, and you know, like and subscribe and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know. I think that a lot of other, at least I would like to think that a lot of other people are like, you know what, all that's fine and good, but I keep like speeding through that stuff just to get to what I want to see, and most people just want to see the character. So, and yeah, I tried to do the that season 9 of Rick Grimes. Rick, the Andrew Lincoln is somebody who I don't feel like the features are ever quite right. Like no matter how much I've tried. So. Yeah, well, the John Marston thing, it's like the scars. The scars are the biggest thing. Like there is the one that's pretty close. Whatever that one's called. What is it? The scars. Come on, what is it? There we go. Yeah, the clawed. I mean, if it, you know, I think it's only 2 on his face and doesn't go through his eye. But yeah, no, I haven't made a John Marston, just mainly because I don't like the hairstyles that we have to choose from. Like John's hairstyle is very unique, and I think that like whatever this wild chop with the pomade in it is probably as close as you can get. But yeah. Yeah, Tyler. No, I just that's why I like I thought of putting an intro in, but because I, you know, obviously like an intro helps people remember your channel more. You know, but like it's still time being spent that you know, people are like, just get to the video already. So I don't know. I'd also have to learn how to make an intro because I have no idea. I just have that image up like, if you like what you see, like and subscribe, you know. But again, that's just me. I don't know. Other people have you know, typically like all the big name like whatever channels have some kind of intro, which, you know, I mean, I'm sure they've been doing this for a lot longer than I have too, so I'm sure that helps as well. The struck scar for John Marston. Nom nom, this is the one you use. Yeah, I can kind of see it. I mean, again, like through the eye. I mean, no matter what, there isn't one that's going to be perfect. Maybe the torn. Okay. Well, Tyler, that would be cool. Yeah, so have you been weightlifting for long then, or how far are you into the weightlifting? Yeah, and the one thing that you know, do keep in mind, Tyler, is that there's going to be a lot of people that will enjoy it, and that'll also, I think, fuel, you know, your enjoyment of making videos, going to the gym. But there's always doesn't matter what you do, how good you are, anything like that. There's always going to be people who just will try and tear you down, and have negative things to say. So, you know, as long as you keep in mind that, you know, you're enjoying it, you're doing this for you, you can just ignore what the other people say, and obviously just focus more on the people that are being encouraging. Worm Bean, hey, welcome. I am working on, well, in the middle of talking to people, I am working on George Harrison. So he's the third Beatle that I've been requested, and then after that I'm just gonna make Paul McCartney. Nobody's requested him, but it'd be kind of weird to have three of the Beatles and not Paul McCartney. That's the epilogue. Yeah. No, the hair, honestly, dude, the hair does bother me. Like, not having the, like, John, and especially in the game. That's oh man, don't even get me started. As much as I love the game, as much as I love the story, the whole adventure thing, like, dude, like, the fact that you can't have John Marston's like iconic haircut. Like, anything else just makes him look wrong. I'm sorry, it does. Like, any other kind of hairstyle just makes him look wrong. It should be an option. So I'm confused why Rockstar doesn't put it in there. Yeah, that's true, Num Num. The cover art, like that, the one hairstyle, long hair, like the parted. That one, honestly, that's the one I see most times with John. Yeah, it's honestly, it's like they took John's, like, the skin, like the computer skin, and just put him on Arthur's frame. Like, even yeah, his I don't know if I would say his face is chubby at the bottom, but his, like, he basically looks like he has, like, Arthur's jawline and everything, but they just tried to give him John's features. And he doesn't even, like, the epilogue, how he looks in the epilogue doesn't even match up with what he looks like in the main game. I don't, like, that is, I don't understand that. I don't understand why Rockstar would do that. Just, I'm getting riled up now. This is what you guys are doing to me. I'm getting riled up. Oh geez, character requests. I get anywhere from like 0 to 5. I don't it really fluctuates. There's no rhyme or reason to it that I can figure out, but, like, dude, yeah, right now I have like 3 pages of requests that people have been asking for, and I do this in my spare time, in my downtime. So and of course, I obviously I have a job. I like to try to keep a life of some type. So this is really something that I only do when I can. Yeah, nom nom. I'm really, I have no idea why they did that to John and Tyler. No, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm not really riled up, but I am very disappointed in Rockstar for honestly, I would say messing him up. Like, there's no reason that he should have been messed up like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Odhidu? Odhidu? Odhidu. I did try and make a Wesley Snipes a while ago from, like, Demolition Man. I don't think it turned out that well. But tell you what, if you want to make a request on one of my regular videos, because the way I make my list is just random name. Oh, okay. So it was just somebody you were throwing out there. It's not necessarily somebody that you're like dying for to have or to play as. Yeah, well, Worm, what I tend to do is, like, the day that I have, like, the most free time is typically, like, Fridays or Saturdays. So I will try to knock out, like 3 or 4 characters, and then just upload them during the week. Yeah. That's why it's like I already have, like, I want to say 2 characters in the can that I'll be releasing later. Probably like Friday is going to be the next time I'll upload a character. But if I uploaded it every day, then there would be, like, you know, I'd upload one on I'd upload like I'd upload one like 3 days in a row, and then there would be nothing for like a week or a week and a half, and then I would upload, like, you know, another 2 or 3, and then I would have nothing for like a day or for like a week and a half. So yeah, I try to like space it out. Oh, for a job, I just work at a warehouse. It's you know, it's no big deal. It's something that, like, you know, I never know exactly when I'm gonna get out, because we work until the job is done. You know, I mean, sometimes it's a 10, 11-hour day. Other times, like today, it was 7, like a 7-hour day. So the Fridays usually are pretty light. That's why I usually get on to stream on Fridays, because I have some time. I get out early enough. Oh, hey, Worm, it's not that I prefer Red Dead, like making Red Dead characters over Grand Theft Auto characters, or that I enjoy it more or whatever. It's just Red Dead seems to be what people really enjoy, and I've made enough of them that I'm actually pretty decent at it. Whereas, like, Grand Theft Auto, it's, well, and on top of that, Grand Theft Auto is, like, how old is that game now? It originally came out for the PS3 and the 360. So yeah, it's kind of old at this point, and the character creation shows that. Where this game just came out, like, what, 2.5 years ago, 3? Yeah, that game is older. So, I mean, so the characters that I end up making in there tend to be a bit more like caricatures, as opposed to the more realistic looks that you can get with Red Dead 2. I'm hoping that they improve that for like GTA 6 or Red Dead 3. There are games out there that are just as old, that are a whole lot better with the character creation. So, I mean, as far as character creation goes, I'm a little disappointed with Rockstar, but that wasn't their primary focus, so I can't really fault them for that. Yeah, well, Tyler, my job, I'm actually a supervisor at the warehouse, so most of my job is the mentally of the mentally laborious type. I still go out and do the physical labor from time to time, like if we're shorthanded or what have you, for the day. But no, for the most part, it is. I don't want to say behind a desk, because I'm not really behind a desk. I'm still like going around and checking up on things. But yeah, the job that I have now isn't exactly the most physically demanding anymore. But up until I want to say like 2.5 years ago, yeah, I was like doing all sorts of lifting and moving, and very, like, at the end of the day I would be tired and sore. So yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping that there are certain things that they take from Grand Theft Auto and improve on, like there are certain things that I think they could take from Grand Theft Auto and things that they could take from Red Dead's character creation system, kind of blend the two. And there's other games out there like Dragon Age Inquisition, I believe it's the third one. That is easily the most robust character creation system that I've seen. Just a whole bunch of options. Even like the scars in that game, like it basically maps a pattern on your face, and then you just basically scroll the scars up, down, left, right, wherever you want them. So I mean that's pretty cool. At least from, a character creation point of view. No, Worm, I appreciate that. It is on the list. But like this one for this request from George Harrison, or for George Harrison, is like, I want to say like 2.5 months ago. And granted, there was a month, like all of October, I was just basically focusing on like supernatural characters, supernatural, horror, paranormal type characters, from whether they were from movies, TV shows, what have you. So I mean that kind of lengthened the waiting period as well. But it was basically a month that I was dedicating to the characters that I wanted to do, as opposed to what everybody's asking for. So the game that with the really great character creation system was Dragon Age Inquisition. I think it was called Inquisition. It was the third Dragon Age game that came out. And it wasn't just, I mean, you can make humans, elves. I think there was dark elf. I think there was some kind of lizard-esque, like, I don't know. The best way I can try to describe it is that I could make a character that looked kind of looked like the devil from Legend. Like big horns and all that stuff, like kind of a glossy skin, but it wasn't red. The character was like black skin or gray skin. So, oh, cool, Worm. Hey, which like based off of one of the characters I made, or you made your own version? Because I made 2 different versions of Frankenstein. Sorry, man. I know I'm gonna keep like butchering your name here. I do apologize. For making a character, it really depends. Like sometimes, sometimes like. While I'm working on it, I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, this works perfectly, and I can have it done in like 10 minutes. Other ones that I've seriously, there have been characters that I've worked on for like 2-3 hours. I've spent that much time just trying to get it right, and it just doesn't work, so I don't upload it. It really varies. Sometimes I look at a character that somebody wants me to make, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, I can start with this heritage and just go from there. But it really varies. Okay. So Worm, which one that I made last month? Because I made like the Frankenstein from, like, with Robert De Niro playing Frankenstein. I also made the Boris Karloff Frankenstein. I think I'll skip on those other 2 names. I do think I would prefer to continue messing up your name and still trying, to be honest. Oh, well, Worm, if you... Yeah, I mean, if you go to the Red Dead playlist and just search for... Honestly, it should be I mean, like, if you type in monster, they're both called the same thing, Frankenstein's monster. But I've misspelled Frankenstein a number of times. So, if you just type in monster, it should show up. But see, this is why I like doing the streams. I both do and don't like doing the streams live here, because it's like making character creations during a stream. Like, I get so caught up in the conversations that I'm having here, but the character that I'm trying to make tends to be put onto the side here. So I mean, it's I enjoy talking to you guys more than I do like working on the characters all the time. But it's it does slow down the process, but it's not really a complaint. All right, Worm. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be on, but you know, I'm already kind of fighting sleep here. But yeah, man, I appreciate you stopping in, chatting with me for a bit, and if I'm still on when you come back, more than welcome to join us again. So, yeah, thanks. I actually was thinking of starting with a different heritage, but as soon as I like shifted the jaw around a little bit on this one, I was like, no, you know what? This actually looks pretty good. So I continued rolling with it. See, and there's a number of characters that I've worked on where I was working on somebody else, and another character just kind of popped in. Like, I'm working on him, and it's like, hey, that kind of looks like so-and-so. And so I just take a quick snapshot of all the different settings, and it allows me to make another character a little bit later. Yep. I've got to try and keep these photo references up. Trying to find picture of George Harrison where I can actually see his eyebrows. Oh, there we go. Who am I going to work on next? I think probably next I'm just going to knock out Paul McCartney. Like, just have all four of them done out of the way. But in my country, well, in my part of the country, it is currently. Oops! Ah, shoot! I closed the window. It is currently about 10 after 9 p.m., which is early. I'll admit it is early, but I've probably only gotten like 8 hours of sleep total in the past 2 nights. Been having a little bit of insomnia, but you know, it is what it is. After the Beatles? Oh, let's see. After the Beatles, I have to check what would be next on the list. You know what? And sometimes on these lists, I do bump up characters just depending on like popularity and whatnot. So honestly, after this, it's probably going to be somebody else from The Harder They Fall. I don't remember what I honestly don't remember what the names are off the top of my head. But one character is played by Idris Elba. And there's another one. I haven't seen the movie yet. I really want to see The Harder They Fall. But the other character is... I think he's a kid in the movie. So... Whoever that would be. But I've also noticed that trying to recreate kids... or even teenagers in Red Dead doesn't really work that well, just because it's so weird, like having a kid's face on an adult body. So what are you doing up at 5 a.m.? Man, I would still be asleep. It's like the days of being up at 5 a.m., those are Those are behind me, I think. At least for the most part. Oh, somebody, oh, I missed that one. Somebody requested, Al Capone. So, I might have to get to that one. Yeah, there's a number of requests that I have in here. But yeah, like Daryl Dixon. Daryl Dixon is actually one of the characters that I have made up already. It's just he really didn't turn out that well. Mostly because of his like squinted, puffy eyes. Like that's like that's like his like all these characters. Well, certain characters have like a very distinctive characteristic that if you don't get it right, it doesn't matter how well the rest of it looks. It just doesn't look like that person. And that actor's eyes, like they are very unique. So it's so difficult to get that right. And I'm actually glad I chose the walrus facial hair, because on this heritage style, it actually comes down a little bit further than it does on others. And it does look more like the handlebar mustache kind of thing. What? Okay. Was there any one of the specific teams that you were rooting for? Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't follow sports, but I know yeah, I knew just from using the initials that it was some kind of sport. I'm guessing soccer or football, whichever way it's pronounced, or whichever terminology you go for. I'm obviously in America, that's why I called it soccer, but like football. Oh, actually, want to go back to the eyebrows, get those. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's like I said, I knew it was one of the two. I didn't know which one you were gonna be which terminology you went with. So I said it both. Kind of have all my bases covered. But I will call it football. Or football. Football? My three years of Spanish, barely remember any of it, but I remember football was pronounced more like football. Like if you replace the two O's with a U, like football. Which helps in America too, because if I say football, everybody just assumes that I'm talking about like, the guys with the helmets and the like oval shaped ball. Or if I go football, it like you almost see like a physical question mark popping up over their head, like football. Why are you pronouncing it like that? Yeah. Ah, the eyebrows. If only these actually like curled over a little bit. I feel like I could make Mr. Spock with these kind of eyebrows. Yeah, honestly, I don't get that either. Like I said, man, I don't really pay attention to sports so much. But that was one thing that never made sense to me. Like even as a kid, I was like, why is it called football if they're using their hands all the time? Like, I mean, obviously you have to run with it, but like basketball, there's a basket. You toss the ball into it. Basketball, I get it. Baseball, there are bases that you run around to. Baseball. Like I get all that. Even like I understand calling soccer because you sock the ball with your foot. But that's just it. That's why football makes more sense to me than the word soccer, because like for the game you're using your feet all the time. You're using them to kick, you're using them to run. You know, the only person that's allowed to use their hands is the goalie. I'm probably like annoying every sports fan right now that could possibly be listening to this. But Americans are weird in such ways, especially when it comes to words. There's this meme. It's not exactly a meme because it's just a bunch of words, but it's like the word pineapple in pretty much any other language is essentially the same word. I think there's like one or two other languages. I'm looking it up right now. There's like one or two other languages where pineapple is called something completely different. Ananas? Oh, that was weird. There was just the sound of a fly buzzing around, and I have my headphones on, and I actually heard it go from like one headphone to the other. The things you find out when you're wearing headphones. But yeah, so ananas. Yeah, I was. Yeah, in Arabic, the image that I'm looking at, I can't read Arabic. I only know like a handful of phrases. And okay, I shouldn't even say phrases. It's just like a few words here and there. But yeah, it looks like like ananas or ananak, or like you have an anines. I mean, regardless, they're all very, very similar. Like, I'm looking at this list, and it doesn't matter whether it's in Arabic, Bulgarian, Croatian, Norwegian, Slovenian, Swedish, like all of these, it's basically the same pronunciation. And then you come to English, and it's pineapple. Like, there's... Yeah. Yeah, these... It's weird. English is weird. Nah, I think he looks a little too old. What's it like to live in the U.S. or be American? That depends on who you ask. That's honestly that question, as innocent as it might seem, opens up a whole can of worms. And it's put it this way, it's not bad, but it could be better. And I think that really applies to almost anywhere that you could live. But I think that there's a lot of everyone is crazy to go here or come here. I think there are better places to live, especially depending on your there's a lot of factors that would go into it. Man, I don't want to get into any kind of like political things here, or like political, cultural, racial kind of stuff like that. But it really truly does depend on a number of factors, whether or not America is whether or not America would be someplace that somebody would be crazy to go to. Like crazy in a good way or a bad way, I guess. Because like, are you like crazy, like really excited crazy, or crazy like you have to be crazy if you want to go to America? Because yeah, no, there's definitely like I said, there are definitely places. I've done some traveling, and there are definitely places I would rather be living, for any number of reasons. But yeah, it's not the worst place in the world. It's not the best either. Yeah. No, I know. There are people that I work with that like they're very happy with like the work that they do, the pay that they get, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know how much this makes it into the news of other countries and whatnot. But right now, there's something in America called the minimum wage, and it hasn't been raised since what was it, 1992, if I remember right. Which would be fine so long as it was still a livable wage. But if somebody was to live like in a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that, just the things that go into a daily life, groceries, rent, electricity, having a cell phone, or a phone in general, but generally a cell phone, like minimum wage, which was meant to be a livable wage, no longer does that. So for example, and this is just a number to give numbers to give to for an example. Say you work, you work 40 hours a week, which is supposed to be the standard work week for in America, 40 hours. At minimum wage, you might earn, again, I'm just throwing out a number because I don't have them in front of me or anything like that, but say you earn whatever, $500, or sorry, let's say $2,000 a month, okay? Which, that's that's just an example, okay? About $2,000 a month, but to pay for everything, to pay for your rent, to pay for groceries, to pay for your cell phone, your electricity, your insurance, like for your car, to have a car, to like do car payments. Say you have to pay for all that, and just that alone is costing like $2,400 a month. You're still not making enough. So I mean, some people move in with other, like they have roommates or whatever, which yes, it does help. But a lot of people in this country, even with like health insurance, like they're just like one broken bone away from being bankrupt. There are a lot of people that are living paycheck to paycheck. I'm fortunate enough, and I'm old enough too, so I have plenty of experience under my belt. But I'm fortunate enough that I'm not living like that. Really, all it would take is one decent operation or surgery, and yeah, I would probably be broke again. You keep pulling me into these conversations. I should really start a a different channel for these kind of conversations. So okay, so this is a good example. Like okay, so you don't pay for electricity. So how where do you get your power from? How is electricity paid for? Like how do you keep the lights on? Is something that we say in America. Is like, I got to keep the lights on. Like I got to keep the bills paid. So how is electricity paid for if you don't pay for electricity? Oil. Okay. So like the government, your government pays for all of the electricity and everything? Or do you mean you use oil to... They don't turn it off. So I'm sorry, do you mean like you're I'm sorry, I when you said oil, I read it in a way that made sense off the top of my head, but when you say that oil is how the electricity stays on, do you mean like at your home you burn oil to keep the electricity going, or like your country sells oil? Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, and that's one of the things here is that, like, yeah, I live in an apartment complex. Yeah, I live in an apartment complex, so, like, if I just decided to not pay my electric bill, yeah, they wouldn't be able to turn off the lights. They wouldn't be able to shut off the power. That said, there is a legal recourse for them, which, you know, I would end up paying for electricity eventually. It's just how much, excuse me, it's just that not only would I end up having to pay for the electricity, then I would have to be paying for late fees because I wasn't paying for my electricity, and then chances are there would be, like, legal fees as well that I would have to pay for because, like, the electric company would have taken me to court so that I would pay for the electricity. So not only would I have to pay for the electricity that I should have been paying for in the first place, I would have to pay for extra fees because I didn't pay for my electricity. So I actually don't think this looks too bad at the moment. No. Yeah. It's definitely good to have a legal system that helps. Again, it again with the systems and the laws, it all falls back into the whole conversation from earlier about, you know, depending on whatever your race, your culture, your history, your background. Sometimes those laws aren't there to help as much as hinder. So, yeah, I'd like to say that that the American whatever legal system, social system is fair to everybody, but it isn't. Not for everybody, which is very unfortunate. Oof, I dare say that looks rather good. Hey, Michael, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you on here for a while. I heard that's a good game. Oh, hey, dude. Man, I couldn't even get your name, man. So I do apologize. Your English is awesome. It's a lot more. It's a lot better than my Arabic. You know, like trying to think of, I'm trying to remember the Arabic I do know and not get it confused for the Arabic that I shouldn't say. So, one second, let me just try and remember here. Shokran? Is that right? Shokran, thank you. It's been a while since I've actually said thank you or you're welcome in Arabic. So either shokran or afwad. Well, I mean, it's your username. So but if it's a random name, then like random letters or something that you threw together, then I don't feel so bad as to not be able to pronounce it. Okay. Well, man, shukran. Appreciate you hanging out with me, talking with me. I do like talking with people during these streams. It always takes longer to create a character, but it does make it more fun for me. So I do appreciate it. Yeah. Right about there, maybe. All right. Actually, even that chin and everything is pretty much on. Oh yeah? Are you doing character creations also, or like gameplay, or what exactly are you doing for the Red Dead series? Are you making up little stories? the little stories and everything are always cool, but it takes so much editing. I don't have the skill or the patience, I think, to make something like that. Okay. Yeah, so have you been playing Arthur as with like high honor, low honor? You just kind of keeping him middle ground? What are you doing for him exactly? Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna do criminal things, but you know, certain things like, I don't know, like in the beginning, there's a guy hanging off of a cliff after he recognizes you from the Blackwater robbery. Like, you know, you have the choice of either saving him or letting him fall. Like, you can still save him, you know, to have that high honor, but then you can still go around town and just shooting up everything. Yeah, the Blackwater Massacre. Yeah, sorry. Excuse me. You've played through the storyline before, correct? I want to say his eyes should be higher. Yeah, so you already know about what happens in Valentine with when trying to free Micah. Like, now that was a massacre. I mean, granted, I don't, you know, we haven't seen what happened in Blackwater, but definitely what happened in Valentine was a massacre. Yeah, that's why I've seen people posting on like Red Dead groups and whatever, like a picture of you kill like you have killed Micah, and be like, I don't know why that's like I regret nothing, or like I don't know why that's a mission fail. I enjoyed it. like all right. I keep feeling like his eyebrows are wrong. That's probably the best ones, though. Yeah, see, I've been meaning to go back and play through Red Dead Redemption 2 again, because I did play Arthur with low honor, and I know there's a lot of stuff that I missed because of that. Like, I didn't go and help Mary. I didn't go and help Bonnie. When she asked for your help, I said no. You know, I went back for the money instead of helping John. Like I would like to see what happens if I made different choices. See, I would like to see that. I would like to see what happens, like how the band or band, how the I'm working on a Beatles character here. I would like to see how the gang first formed. Like, yeah, just go back a little bit further, see how like Dutch and Hosea and John and Arthur, how all of them got together, which would, you know, see that to me that would make it even more heartbreaking. Already knowing how like everything turns out with the first Red Dead Redemption, dude, like I just think that would make the ultimate outcome, what everybody knows what will what's going to happen, just make it that much more heartbreaking. Yeah, and see that's the thing though, is that's like, I would have to go back and play Red Dead Redemption 2 again to know exactly when it was, but I want to say that probably the thing that made him snap was, I hesitate. I mean, the game is like over 2 years old now, so anybody watching this should already know what happened. But I'm still gonna say spoiler warning. Like when Molly got shot, that's what I want to say finally like pushed him over the edge. Like Hosea and Sean. And like, yeah, these are people that he cared for and took care of, but when Molly got shot, I want to say that was his breaking point. Yeah. What about Bill? No, it's nothing to be sorry about. I like Bill survived. So that's just where my confusion came in. And it wasn't Bill that shot Mary. But I do think that they did a really good job of basically displaying the mentality of the gang through the places that they were staying at, if that makes sense. So like For example, when they were camping out, I don't remember the name of the place anymore, but it was like whatever. It was right next to the lake. They were really happy. It was pretty simple, and you know, it wasn't anything fancy, but everybody got along. Everybody was happy. And then they moved into that like broken down mansion, and like that was the peak of their life. That was like, you know, everybody was excited. Everybody was like so happy, and like they could do anything. It was like that was as good as it got. And once everything hit the fan, and they basically had to like people were getting killed, people from the gang were being killed, they moved over to Butcher's Creek. And I mean, that's already a place with like cannibals living and everything else. And that's when like the group mentality, the gang's mentality starts to fracture, and everybody is kind of more, they're depressed. They want to leave. They, you know, nobody's getting along. And I mean, it's kind of, it's reflected in where they're living at that time. Yeah. No, I know that like, yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Like the more, the better, the more good you play Arthur, the harder it is to say goodbye. And that's definitely something that I'm actually kind of grateful for, that I played him as with low honor the first time, because, you know, it's he's still like all the cutscenes and everything that you see, they're all still there, but you know, it is a little bit less heartbreaking because of it. Yeah, hey, probably. You know what? I haven't done that, though. I haven't gone back to the old campsites. I've, what is it, in Rhodes, I believe? Like, if you go back to Rhodes as John, you'll see, I don't remember what his name was. He was the camp cook. He's running the shop in Rhodes. I know there's more to it than that, but yeah, no, it's a really good game, and I'm like, if anybody complains about it, I don't understand why, because believe it or not, there are people that don't like the game for whatever reason. But yeah. There we go. Yeah. No, it's definitely one of the best games that, at least I personally think, it's one of the best games that have come out within the last 10 years. They have a nice balance of what should be handled realistically, as well as what they should just like kind of gloss over. So it's something that not a lot of games really try to do. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Grand Theft Auto, it's still a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's really enjoyable, and they've told multiple stories through different eras as well. So like the 80s, the 90s, more like modern, whether it's early 2000s or the 2010s. Like it was. They've like everything that they've done has been like spot on, but I feel like it is missing the nuance of the things that they do with Red Dead Redemption. Like there's a lot of character, there's a lot of heart that goes into Red Dead Redemption. It's like it's kind of like the Goodfellas, but in the Old West. And I think that there's just something about the setting of being in the Old West that elevates it, that would never be able to be done in like Grand Theft Auto game, because it's a more modern era, and it just doesn't have the same kind of the same kind of overall feel. Yeah, I heard about that. I know that they're releasing updates for it as well. And honestly, like one of the bigger gripes, at least superficial gripes, I guess, has been the graphics, which I'll admit they rubbed me the wrong way at first. I just thought it was overly simplified, but they did grow on me. Like I grew to appreciate the kind of caricature style that they were going with. But then I started seeing like still frames of other parts, like one of the characters riding their bicycle and everything, which I was just like, okay, there's really no excuse for it looking that bad. So it was like it looked worse than it did on the original system. Yeah, I mean it was glossier, but it honestly, like, it looked better in the original than it did on the remaster. Yeah, well, I mean it's that's just it. Like the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, I feel, is more of a cash grab. They thought they could. It's, and honestly, I should really look, because everything that's going about it seems like it wasn't Rockstar that actually did the remaster. Like, I would really have to look into it, because it just, like, it doesn't seem to have been, yeah, with the polish. It doesn't feel like they put as much care into the remaster than they did with the original when they did it originally. And I can understand that, because it's, they're old games. They were from like the PlayStation 2 era, and the original Xbox. And I wouldn't expect them to like basically rebuild it from the ground up. But at the same time, what they did do is like, it seems like they basically created a program, threw it into the code, hoping that it would just upgrade everything magically, and it made a lot of things worse. and they didn't really check on it. But again, that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about the Battlefield games. Battlefield 2042 is that a remaster? I mean, the title sounds familiar, but it could have been like whatever, something that I heard, like it could be a sequel, like there was one that was called 2040 and then 2041, 2042. I'm not, I don't know how. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to the Battlefield games, so I don't know how that's factored out. Yep, there it is. Yeah, but I don't know. Are they at least doing some patches and hopefully making some improvements that way? Yeah, well, I would hope so. But hey, tell you what, dude. I think I'm about done with this character. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna do my little saving stuff, and then hit the sack, because I am tired. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's the main difference between like games that are put out for a cash grab or games that are put out because, you know, developers really, you know, had they really enjoyed and loved what they were doing. It's like a passion project of sorts. But anyway, yeah, man, you have a good night. There's a good chance I'll be on Friday again if you wanted to do some more chatting. I should be here then. So, all right. Appreciate you hanging out with me. It's been a while, man. Don't be a stranger. And I'll talk to you again some other time. All right. Okay. You have a good night, man.